myself on the floor. When the man with the power and the dollar says you ain't worth a cent, and your wings won't fly and your words won't flow, you can't force a smile and they won't leave you alone. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and in fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Oh, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. I know a woman with a lion's heart and a pretty blue dress with a shopping cart. Head full of dreams, gonna change the world. Got a body of work they say won't sell, and a way with words but she won't tell. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and in fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Oh, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Raised by the storm, braver together, loud and in fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't.
Oh my God, it's starting already. Listen, this is how we operate. It's one big happy family, giving each other crap all morning and calling each other out on our own shit. That's what we do all morning long here on Out of Pocket Live. We can't even reset because
Get
it's
you a
live.
godly sister that will call you on your own BS, because
I was so mad at her, though. I was so mad at you
I know.
for like a moment. I was like, why are you saying this?
Yep.
Why are you pissing on my parade? And then I was like, Allie, you're right.
I love you.
I'll get there. I'm not taking.
All right, you guys. We hope you guys are doing a fantastic this morning. And if you're not, we hope that after this episode, you will be.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for tuning in to Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. If you're not already, make sure you like, share, subscribe, share this with your friends and your besties, because if you're working during the day, you guys can watch it as soon as you get home from work. We like to talk to you about the current events and digest it with you as we talk about how it affects your kitchen table. And we like to have a little bit of sarcasm and sass with it because
Absolutely. We throw in a lot of extra things in there too. So you never know what you're going to get.
you never. It's
With an
like
episode.
Forrest Gump and a box of chocolates. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about mass migration through the eyes of Nick Shirley, because he's,
God bless that kid.
God bless Nick Shirley.
I actually met him at not SAS, CLS, and it was pretty awesome. And he follows me now on Instagram.
They're friends.
Yeah, we're
It's
friends
official. They're besties.
That was great. I told him, I was like, hey, you might need to come to Florida and let's knock down some doors on let's see where this care and all that is coming from out here in Florida, and what some of this fraud looks like, because our CFO is kicking ass.
Blaze Ingoglia lighting it.
Vote for him.
up.
I don't know why you wouldn't. The other guy is like absolutely, I mean, just not great for this state at all.
Listen, can we pause for a second?
How can you be
I love me some grassroots, America First, MAGA Patriots. Love it, love it, love it. However, before we go creating an entire slate of individuals to run for office, can we just not do it out of spite? And this is as somebody who I primaried the golden child here in the state of Florida, James Buchanan. I know.
But it wasn't out of spite.
It wasn't out of spite. It was like, let's do your job, and he does. And I'm grateful
and
now.
He's done
and I'm grateful. But to just say,
afterwards,
this is who the Republican Party is supporting, so we can't, let's try this. Do some background searches, guys. Damn. Anyway, Blaze, love you. So we're also going to talk about the Democrat Party. They're fracturing. I mean, there was a big fracture
already
there.
Fractured. Fell off a cliff into a canyon of the pit of hell.
Literally. The communist socialist pit of hell. Plus a vacation for Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Does he deserve it?
Absolutely.
Is he going to get one? I don't know.
I hope so. I mean, the Senate is on a freaking vacation. and they don't deserve it.
And they got work to do. Get back to work. Your vacation is not approved by your supervisor. Signed, we the people.
Yep, that part.
Okay, let's go ahead and get out of pocket. Or open that mic and get out of pocket.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't care. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
It's gonna be a rough day.
Stop stealing my lines, Michelle. Oh my God, I read this meme earlier and it was like, don't you hate when you're having an argument with somebody after you've already had the argument in your head and they don't follow the script?
That's not how you were supposed to respond. I had both sides of this argument choreographed, damn it.
Objection.
No, have you seen the meme where it's like you ever get halfway during that argument and you realize he might be right? And now what do I do with that?
Overruled.
Maybe I'm the problem. If you are, you're a cute one.
Okay, Poppy, I'm sorry.
That part. I don't know what to do once you get to that point in the argument where you're like,
a girl.
I didn't think about that. Maybe I was a little out of pocket. Well, I do a show, and so it's hard to separate work from I try everything, and it's like, no, that ain't gonna get you out. Anyway. First up today, guys, let's talk about the Department of Homeland Security. Not only the fact that Tillis and Cornyn are both really trying to stick it to President Trump for not supporting them in their reelection, which they lost, but they don't want to support Mark McMullen. Am I saying his last name right?
I think so.
Okay. He is the current acting director, and Mark Wayne Mullen. Thank you. Wow. Zach, you're on it. Can you just follow me around, Zach? See, I could stay out of trouble if I had a Zach in my ear.
No, you wouldn't. You would put him on mute and take him out your ear.
Zach goes, I'd probably get you in trouble.
Then who would they be calling?
Me.
It's fine.
I don't know what to do. I got my. I'm gonna try to stay focused. I am so sorry. I blame the hat. It's hat shell. Okay, let's roll clip.
You know, I tell people that I haven't quit smiling since I've been Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, but I have to take that back because when we start digging into these cases and you start hearing the absolute horrific things that took place underneath the Biden administration, under true neglect at best and criminal at worst, to allow 450,000 kids to go missing throughout this country. President Trump has made it a point to go find these kids. And because of our partnership with HHS and DOJ, Department of Homeland Security, truly using the best of the best, which the Democrats sometimes want to demonize because a lot of times this is ICE, this is HSI, this is CBP. These individuals that the Democrats seem to want to defund. We found 146,000 kids so far. 146,000 kids. We still have nearly 300,000 missing. We're investigating reports to where some of these kids claim that they were raped 600 to 700 times. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have kids, if you don't have kids. I don't care if you're a liberal, you're independent, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican. If you can't stand for law enforcement to go find these kids, who are you? Who are you? Every leader should understand what's going on. And do you know where we're finding the most of them? Sanctuary cities.
God bless it.
Because they know they're safe.
Oh.
That's why they're called sanctuary cities. Because of President Trump's leadership, we're going into those sanctuary cities. We have mayors like Mandami in New York who want to say you're not welcome. As a mayor, he knows what's happening on the streets. He knows who he's harboring, and at this point in abating, by saying that we can't go operate. We're going to. We're going to go find the worst of the worst. We're going to rescue as many kids as we possibly can.
We can bring it back.
We're going to.
Not 6 or 7 times a child has been raped. 600 or 700 times one child.
Who's not for ending this?
I think. Anyone in an elected position that is advocating for sanctuary state or sanctuary city should immediately be put in handcuffs, because there is absolutely zero reason for you to harbor criminals like this that abuse children.
Yeah. Your party, this is not about a party. This is not about, it's not about Democrat, Republican, Independent. This is evil. And if your party platform allows you to, or convicts you to stand on the side of evil, find a different platform. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is what I think we always feared. I think this is what our founding fathers feared, is that we would be so blinded by ideology that we would stop being able to see right versus wrong. I mean, even when in the founding of our country, you know, when you go back and look at some of the continental congresses that they had, they didn't all agree. They didn't all think the same way, but they all believed in the general good. And the reason why is because this country was built on a morality, a God-fearing morality. Even our Constitution and our founding documents, Charlie Kirk used to talk about this all the time, that our Constitution and our founding in this country was made for a Christian, moral people. When you start to deteriorate that, because again, you can come here and practice whatever religion you want, but when you come here,
you're raping children.
We're not sacrificing kids to Baal. Sorry, that ain't happening here. That's not part of it. Yeah, but
Allah.
But when you stop being that country of morality and of Christianity and a moral compass, no wonder why is you start to erode everything that's great about your country. And I think this is the test, because when you talk about, and I think it's in 2 Corinthians, when God says, you know, when my people hear me, or when I hear my people, you know, they've been destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But when my people humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, then I hear from them, and then I go and heal their land. This is pure wickedness. Not standing up for the youth and not standing up for the innocence of children being raped and pillaged 600 to 700 times. If you can't find your way to the right side of that issue, there's no hope for you.
And I mean, I get it. I get you wanting to hold on to your job. But at the same time, if you have the audacity to have illegal activities under a badge, because we've seen that.
Yeah, that's happened.
We've seen that. We've seen it take place. There's an entire true story, loosely based on true events, The Wire, where that was taking place. We've seen it. It does occur in some police departments where you have illegal activity being conducted by police officers behind a badge. So if you can do that by selling drugs or selling arms or letting criminals get away with things, why can't you also have a task force that is going after these people that are doing this to these children?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it happens everywhere, but why is that not something that we could be doing?
Well, and that's
every department needs to have something.
So this is what you do. You go get the people like Jared Sadowski, Allie Hopper, Craig Sawyer, these people that are already out there in the mission field, who work with those in the the sex trafficking, human trafficking, the bowels of that industry, if you will. People are already doing this, but they're just doing it like as a nonprofit. So why not bring that into the fold as part of a government agency and let them, because the government screws everything up. I just answered.
You did, but also, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that need to go into that as far as like working with the FBI and like this task force that they currently have. But still, we need to make sure that there are some kind of something that is going on in these cities where this is happening, and only 175,000 of them have been found. Only
the vast majority have not, and this is what open border Democrat policies brought to you. I want to say brought to you by. That's what I want to say. Well, let's. On that note, let's also talk about our education system. You know, we've got a heated governor race here in the state of Florida. Many of us believe that Byron Donalds is going to be the victor in that, in which case we would have a great first lady who understands a lot about education, Miss Erica Donalds. She's going to be talking, or she was talking about the Department of Education. People, when they talk about shrinking the federal Department of Education, and people lose their mind because they're like, oh my gosh, it's going to take away funding from all of our schools. And listen to her explain the waste, fraud, and abuse.
Only 10% of the average funding for schools around the country comes from the federal government. Is that confirmed?
Accurate.
Do you agree with that? Mm-hmm. And the amount of regulatory hurdles and things they have to abide by that are on the federal level and don't make sense on the local level is way disproportionate, correct?
Absolutely. If you think about it, as a classroom teacher may have a requirement to provide a particular service to a student. Okay, we all want those services to continue. If a student needs extra help, give them the extra help. The problem comes when that teacher has to fill out a particular form and say, I did this for this student. That goes to the school guidance counselor. Guidance counselor turns around, reports it to the district. District turns around, reports it to the state. State turns around, reports it to the federal government. And at every level, you've got paper pushers who only exist for checking these boxes at every level. We've estimated that's anywhere from 37 to 40 cents on the dollar. So instead of that money going to the actual services for the student, it's getting caught up in the bureaucracy between Washington and your local school.
We're the radical ones. She has no idea what she's doing and she's unqualified.
And she's anti-education and wants to see the, privatization of school. She's talking about 40 cents of your dollar not going to the classroom. She's not talking about charter, private, public. It's only public schools that she's referring to here. Which I don't understand. I don't understand how people don't see that as wasteful.
If they're getting government funding of any kind, it's still a public school.
Thank you, because public school by definition is taxpayer funded, public funded education.
Right.
We just expanded it. You're welcome.
Like, comprehension. It's not reading is fundamental. It's comprehension is fundamental.
It's critical thinking is fundamental.
You can't get.
Try to step away from what your socialist professor told you. Just put it aside. Independent thought, people.
Wait for her first lady.
Look, I'm just praying, Lord, let her be first lady of the state of Florida and let me be on a school board.
Our Florida Department of Education is going to be fire.
Grab your pen and paper, take notes around the country because we're going
to sit on it, actually.
Please? Oh my God, would you please?
Sit on the board. But I don't know, because I think she's very particular who she wants to sit on the board.
Oh, but Allie.
I know.
Erica, call Allie. She would love to. And I would love, and as a future school board member, I would love to see Allie on the Department of Education. Oh my God, can you imagine? Heads would roll. They'd be like, now there's extremists.
I mean,
she wore a freedom hat. I love you. Anyway, use that next time people talk about the dismantling of the Department of Education and how scary it is. It's more bureaucracy being put on a diet. So terrifying. What is terrifying is seeing what Nick Shirley is doing on the ground, being able to bring you these images because mainstream media is not doing it. When you notice this.
Listen, and when I saw this, I was like, I cannot believe it. Nick, really?
Get you, we keep saying, get you security. He must have somebody that we don't see in these clips. I don't know. With the people he knows, I can't imagine. But so he is on the ground there in Morocco as you're seeing this mass flood of migration happening. Looks like a really bad day of like, what's that zombie show that I couldn't get into because it was gory? What is it? where they all turned to zombies. Help, Zach. The Walking Dead. I knew Zach was gonna get it. But it's like The Walking Dead. It's crazy. But he's noticing something specific about those that are crossing the border. Take a look.
I wonder what it is.
You notice something peculiar about this group? Watch.
Once again, not a single woman in sight. This is all just a group of men right here, all being escorted down the mountain from the Spanish military.
And how old are you guys? El mundo.
28. He's 28. 28.
21. 21. ¿Por qué mujeres no vinieron aquí?
Mujeres a la casa, como dice en el Islam.
Explain that. The point about Islam, women stay at home like Islam says. This is conquest. This is not just looking for a better life. This is clear they got a goal.
Yeah, and it's like if you had no job, no money inside of your country, why would you leave your wife there?
Yes.
And it's very interesting to think that all these men, they're all 21 to 28 years old, and they're all coming here, like literally in the truckloads. Like truckloads of men just got dropped off at the border. The Moroccan government let them through, and then the Spain government literally opened up the gate for them.
Well, okay. A lot of people don't understand this, don't know this about Spain.
Okay.
Spain let Nazis in.
Oh, really?
Yes. During the Nazi regime, Spain's government was sympathetic. Ask me how I know.
How do you know, Miss Allie?
My family on my mother's side, my grandmother and her family fled Nazi Spain because they were Jewish.
Wow.
And they had to do it secretly. And moved to Puerto Rico.
Allie.
So I'm not surprised that Spain is letting in militants from another nation. They're going to regret this, though.
Well, they're following the same suit of Europe.
Exactly.
And look what they're seeing. And you cannot not ask the question, why is it all fighting age males?
Well, if you think about it too, rape increased in Britain.
Yeah.
And in European
And then
countries.
their government let it.
The government let them.
They had these no-go zones where police couldn't even respond to calls.
Right. Girls were missing. Young girls and women were missing. Violence and murder.
I'm sure animals were too.
Increased. Right? Like 100-fold. Not just 30%, not 15%, like 110%. 200%.
We just had this conversation about DHS and that happening here too. So I can't even point my finger over to Morocco and Spain because it happened. We allowed the UN to let it happen here. It's all part of the UN's policy of mass migration.
And what's interesting about this that Nick Shirley points out is that why would you leave if you have no money in your country? Why are you leaving your women there? Because women are not like how we view women. With the way Islamists view women is property. Just to make babies. And they cover them because it's easy to abuse someone you can't see. It's easy to abuse someone you think is chattel.
And just for a second, like the comedic side of my brain just went, I bet them are some happy women that all the men left to flee
They probably, they're so
because of the way they're being abused. They're probably like, yes, please go. And go to that other country.
But the older men are still there.
Marrying the 6-year-olds.
So they can't be free.
Lord.
And then they want their sons to go out and be martyrs. They're excited that they're raising children and boys that are going to go conquer the West.
Well, and like he says here, this is conquest. This is not people looking for a better way of life. And it's been sold that way to you. The American people,
America.
wake up, because we can never go back. And this is part of what's on the ticket in 2026. It's on the ticket for your state, and it's on the ticket for in November going into the general election. You better give this current administration the help they need in the House and Senate. Put your little feelings aside. Make sure that we still carry a large majority because we've got a lot to do in the next years.
We are trying to teach our children the harms and dangers of communism, but we also need to teach our children the harms and dangers of Islam. because that is a militant. It's militant.
Oh, that's Islamophobe. Well, you should fear a religion that seeks to extinguish you. That they're going to call it that. They're going to call it religious freedom. Well, if your religious freedom is putting a price tag on my head, it's not allowed. No bueno. We're not doing this. Okay. You want a little bit of fun before we go to our commercial break? This is I found this and I was like, I cannot believe this happened in America. Take a look. Never forget.
Say it again slower.
Never forget the government did more to stop the distribution of ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine than it ever did for the distribution of fentanyl.
That came from China.
China. I can't do it. Say how does it do it?
China.
Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Trump's got nothing on Allie. Seriously, if you want to see how it can be done when there is poison on your streets that are killing your sons and daughters, how was it that they took something that was used for rheumatoid arthritis for like decades and just pulled it off the shelf? It was available over the counter in a lot of areas. It was still around the globe, just not here in the United States.
Also, that needed it for other health reasons.
Yes.
And
impossible.
Then the price skyrocketed. It used to be $5.
And people lost their medical licenses. They lost their pharmaceutical licenses just because they were trying to write scripts. Like, imagine telling a doctor they can't give a script for something. Like Obamacare, federalized healthcare. You're welcome. Anyway, I thought that was a good thing to take before our commercial break. We need for you guys to make sure that you wander over to libertycigars.com and get you some Liberty cigars because we're going to have a lot to celebrate. I'm optimistic going into the end of August, our primary here in Florida, and into November, the general election. So make sure you've got something to celebrate with and use promo code OpenMic, save 10%. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Also visit officialpatriotgear.com. We do not have a promo code for them because we just support Patriots. So
yes,
not discuss that.
But we might have one soon.
We might have one.
And
but
some swag, possibly.
For now, if you want to support conservative and patriots and veterans and first responders, please visit theofficialpatriotstore.com.
Absolutely. Guys, we have talked a lot about how we feel, at least Allie and I feel, I think a lot of you do too, that if we don't have a strong Democrat Party that's sane, it really hurts our country because we're built on.
Then it's more like a group thing.
It is. And I miss the days of like good, solid debate. But I'm not the only one.
Maybe, since they want to go complete communist, there is a split in the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
You have like the old guard, and then you have MAGA. Or you have like MAGA and America First, like truly America First.
So
that are like they're like the opposite of like what we think is America First. They're kind of like no wars ever. We should not be involved in anything that involves other nations. It should just be America.
Yeah, and I'd like to see MAGA America First stay focused on the mission and not so much just spatting just to spat.
Yeah.
Like I agree. We've got to hold our own party and people within it accountable. There's a way to do that. There's a way to do that without burning down the whole house.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are misunderstood about that. But I'm curious. This woman, she appeared on Faulkner with Hannah Faulkner on Fox News. Her name is Melissa DeRosa. I don't know why she's still a Democrat. I don't know. Like, we'll welcome you over here. You got some pretty good critical thinking skills. But listen to what she thinks is coming down the pike for her own Democrat Party.
I think that 2026 is the warm-up and 2028 is the showdown at the OK Corral. This is where you're going to see the Civil War spill wide open into the public, and it's going to be a war for the soul of the Democratic Party. And you're already starting to see what these candidates are doing. Kamala Harris lost so crushingly and decisively in 2024 to Donald Trump because she didn't know who she was or what she stood for. She flip-flopped on gun control, she flip-flopped on fracking, she flip-flopped on Medicare for all, she flip-flopped on all of these things. And you're seeing a redux of that right now in the run-up to 2028. Suddenly she wants to talk about the Electoral College, expanding the court, these different things which are very popular with the DSA activist wing of the party. So to me, what she's doing just reinforces that she isn't a good candidate. She's going to go absolutely nowhere. But you are going to see that pattern where people who traditionally were considered left of center, or a little bit further left of center, chase at the DSA and chase at the activist wing of the party to try to get their vote.
Instead of completely saying, no, y'all are batshit crazy, we should not be, having this conversation. We should not be going that far off the cliff into the seventh depth of hell. We should kind of reel it back in a little.
You ever watch I'm gonna age myself a little bit here, but like the Looney Tunes cartoons, like the Acme, where it's like Roadrunners running and it's like, turn around, dead end ahead, cliff, turn around. And it's like all these, and we're just sitting here like, don't. And now there in the cartoon, they fall off the cliff. It's funny. There's a puff of smoke and he resets, right? You don't get a reset here. You don't get her. We're not responding. Thank you. There is no game over. Try another, live another life. I mean, so she's saying that 2026, they're putting their toes in the water with this Mandami crap and what took place in Colorado with, these DSA, Democrat Socialists of America, sort of taking over and primarying old-fashioned Democrats and taking the party further left. That 2028 is where you're really going to see this play out, which tells me I'm thinking about 2028 and who the Democrat Party would put up as a presidential candidate. When you start thinking about Newsom and people like that, they're not far enough left.
They're not.
It's going to be a Mandami.
They're not far enough left. But with what this woman has just said about Kamala Harris is that it doesn't matter. Because even if they're not that far enough left, they'll say they are. Just so they can hold a position of power. So
I could see Newsom doing that.
They can continue to bring down and dismantle America and bring it to its knees. And they want that. They want a civil war. They want us to fight each other. They don't want us to come together and do better. And
anything,
propel America forward.
Anything to destruct America.
Right.
Anything for the destruction of America. Interesting. Well, guys, keep it locked here. We will follow the destruction of the Democrat Party. I'll wait on bended knee as that happens. But we have, I think, Zach, we're trying something in the control room here. It is a response, Allie. You and I are just going to like blindly watch a video, and I guess we have to respond to it. So it's kind of like buckle up. All right. Roll what you got, Zach. Let's see.
And I assure you, I will be fighting to protect every single Wisconsinite because I'm the only candidate in this race who will meet ICE with the force and fury required to keep us all safe.
Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate is going to meet ICE. She's going to for just Hong. Yeah, I remember her. I can't. Hong, is that her last name?
Yeah, she's with her white adjacent guilt. Son is half white because she didn't know that marrying. Oh, I can't.
Okay, but so listen to who she's choosing to take battle with. ICE. Force
and fury. Mind you, didn't we just come off a clip before our commercial about the acting director of DHS,
yeah,
Department of Homeland Security,
yeah,
saying that there have been children that have been raped over 600 times,
and they're seeking
in sanctuary cities. This woman wants to defund the police She wants to have a sanctuary city.
State even.
And now, and state, because she's trying to go into being a governor.
Right.
So now she's going to meet ICE, who is, their job is to come in and get rid of those people who are committing these heinous acts against children and women, and corrupting your state and bleeding your state of resources and bleeding your state of money. And you are working hard to put food on the table and things of this nature for your own family. But that's who she, force and fury.
And take those words, force and fury. Now, what did we learn here in the state of Florida when DeSantis said he was going to Hong, last name? I can't. I'm sorry, I don't remember the first name because she's irrelevant. But what we saw take place here in the state of Florida when Governor DeSantis decided, Francesca
Fisk, because that's exactly who she's reminded me of. Every single person that is going to be a candidate that wants to defund police and act like this, force and fury.
Make an example out of them.
You are a Fisk, Wilson Fisk character. I can't.
Yes. Well, here in the state of Florida, Governor DeSantis decided to stand behind law enforcement and federal law enforcement. And what I find interesting, Allie, is that the governor, this is why this is so important of her using that language of fury. Like she's going to throw everything at ICE. As a governor, you are the head in command in most states of your law enforcement. So what is this? What happens? Play this out for me, Wisconsin. What happens, God forbid, she's elected and she's choosing to take force and fury towards ICE? Is she going to turn your law enforcement into an anti-ICE, I don't know, militia? Is that what's going to happen?
Right.
So no longer fighting crime on your streets, no longer going after the human traffickers, no longer fighting crime in your state, but now fighting ICE? Is this, are you consenting to this? Listen to their words, because they're bold enough now to tell you exactly what they mean.
And the sheriffs.
Well, and they're constitutional. So your sheriffs are sworn to the Constitution, so they cannot fall in line with this.
No.
So then what does that look like? A civil war?
Right. And then so everybody that was up in arms about having Trump become like some kind of Red Guard.
Like Gestapo, yeah.
Right. Who is going to, turn it into a police state.
Congratulations, you're getting one.
You're getting one.
And here's what's going to happen. We just talked about in yesterday's episode about the new governor candidate in Minnesota that's so successful. Everybody's going to move from Wisconsin to Minnesota. They're going to be like, peace out. Don't come here to Florida. Michigan. Sorry. I wish Minnesota. Tim Walz. Damn. We're still stuck with it.
That is
Michigan.
Disgusting. Francesca Fisk. That's her new name.
Francesca
That's
Fisk.
I'm just going to make names.
Thank you for that, Zach. Man, he found that. He's like, I need you guys to. But that's what's coming. That's what's coming, guys. You need to make sure that you are out there voting.
Yeah, death by 1,000 cuts.
Vote so big that they can't algorithm their way out of it. I want to talk a little bit, but can we go back in time a little bit? There was a doctor that early on, Allie, she blew the whistle on the use of hydroxychloroquine to treat COVID-19. And I remember because I got in touch with her office. And the only way I saw her was through her Facebook videos. And then she real quickly was deplatformed. Her, Simone Gold, a bunch of these frontline doctors and frontline nurses, they were having these press conferences. They got shut down, deplatformed, everything. But initially, her office was in Texas, and I was trying to get a hold of her because she would do like virtual visits with patients and then determine if she could give them hydroxychloroquine. But we could not get it to my dad in the hospital because they would not allow that to happen. And I wasn't there. You weren't allowed to be there bedside. So what's interesting is she did everything right. She was actually seeing patients in person, finding out firsthand, unlike Fauci, that as she's seeing patients and giving them this, they're recovering at a wonderful rate. Take a look at this. I want you to be able to see her. This is Dr. Stella Emanuel. Anthony Fauci had her social media, as I explained to you, shut down after she publicly stated that she personally treated 350 COVID patients with hydroxychloroquine and zinc, and not a single one died. If the world knew this worked, if the world knew that this had worked, we could have never forced the vaccine on you. And I need for you to understand this, because as people come into your life and say, why are we still talking about this? Oh, the masks, move on. No, you can't move on until there's accountability. I mean, we could have saved lives. Isn't this what the masks were allegedly for and what standing 6 feet apart was allegedly for? Why did we shut down medicine? Why did we shut down doctors who were practicing medicine actively for a bureaucrat who was playing God in a lab? Why did we exchange one for the other?
Conflict of interest of a wife who approved the unethical way of doing things.
There's going to be a major motion picture movie made about those two. It's going to
who probably had connections with the or stocks in the pharmaceutical companies that developed the vaccine.
Yeah.
And they probably got some kind of kickback from doing this. So when you silence the medicine and you silence the truth, again, this goes back to Orwellian Fahrenheit 451.
Yep.
Right.
Where were all you No King protesters when Fauci was sitting on his throne of medicine? I don't know. I don't know. I'm scratching my head here.
While he was sitting on the throne, he was writing in his diary.
Dear diary. Dear diary. Well,
disgusting.
We will continue to talk about Fauci as we believe there'll be articles of contempt of court or contempt of Congress brought forward. So we'll keep it locked here for that story because we'll continue to talk about it. I can play that fiddle all day long. Let's pivot a little bit, Allie, to talking about somebody we dearly love. That's Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, first senator from Florida. And you know what? People, guys, I'm going to say something that's not popular in political circles. And you're going to have to check your feelings. But people can change. I'm not saying that politicians are like these huge moral people, but they do have the ability for you to sway them in encouragement and sometimes by putting pressure on if they're up for reelection. Senator Marco Rubio was not somebody that I agreed with maybe 50% of the time. And being that his team is from here in Florida, he was always available. And I appreciated that. To see him flourish as Secretary of State makes me realize that people are malleable. And that's why you can never give up on having a phone line into your congressman or into your state representative or your school board member. You should always stay active. But he has taken on, is it 4 jobs or 5 jobs now?
Probably. I don't know. I think we're up to 7.
Can I say something? No, I'm not going to say it. It's so politically incorrect. I'll say it. I feel like he would say, as a historical Cuban American, it's because they work hard. You work hard as an immigrant. When you come here and you see what our country has to offer legally, you are a hard worker. Definitely, you don't want to go back to what you came from. I didn't put. All right, so don't come for me. I don't care. But they're asking him here hypothetically, what would he do if he had a vacation? So roll clip.
If I had a full week off, I'd be wondering what was going on. I'm being honest, and maybe that'll change when I'm out of this job. But if I could make the world stop for a minute and have nothing going on, I'd love to well, my wife's going to hate this answer, but I'd love to sit down and watch every college football game starting at noon Eastern until when the West Coast games end at 2 a.m. our time Eastern. I'd love to be able to do that at least one weekend. I doubt I'll be able to do that anytime soon.
Aww. And his wife would like to hear, I want to cut the lawn. I want to do this. I want to make dinner. I want to go on a date night. But no, he just wants some football. Allie, if you could have a week off, what would you do? I didn't plan that. I just popped in my head. Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh, Allie, I was out the other night with colleagues, and this person was giving me some feedback, which I don't always take real well if I didn't ask for it. But I was listening, and I went like this, and I'm looking at him, and I'm shaking my head, and I looked at like this because we're always on.
Yeah.
And he came over, and he took my phone out of my hands. That it did not end well. It did not end well. 2 things, unless you're my husband, don't touch my phone, because I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I won't touch yours. If we're married, I'm gonna go through it though. Just kidding.
Because I'm still the fucking audacity,
right, to take my phone. He said, "I'm talking to you. listen to me. And I said, don't ever touch my phone again. And I can hear you even though I'm not making eye contact. I'm still working. I'm still on the clock. He was like, no, this is why I could never do politics because it's too. You're right. You couldn't. Sit down. Like, sit down. I didn't ask you to do politics. It was so, I was so mad. I was mad. I don't know why I said that. I guess because I was angry and you're my therapy. So
he's lucky it was you. And it wasn't.
Right, every right. Here's the thing. I honestly.
First of all, you're a mom. That's number one. So regardless of whether or not you were still on the clock, you're a mother. 2, you are invading my space, sir. You're lucky you didn't get cold cocked to the face. That's number 2.
Yes.
Number 3, tread lightly next time because you're getting a verbal warning. Try it again. It'll be physical assault. Don't try me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, that is wild.
And Allie, we get messages all the time that contain information that, like, people will literally say, they'll call and I'll have to tell them you're on speakerphone, so don't talk about certain things because of how we get information, how I get information as a candidate. You don't know what I mean. Like, my God, to touch my phone. You are not somebody that I talk to on a regular basis, sir. Back up. It made me realize that.
So do you know that that's
But the reason that I bring that up is because you said you'd be without your phone.
Yeah, I would.
It convicted me a little bit because
I'm still a mom of my babies and I want my babies to call me. So they would be the only ones that would be able to get through except for myself.
Yes, I would have a separate phone. It would be like a satellite phone, right? Yeah. That I could get a hold of because I need to be able to get a hold of my Allie.
So Gen Z now are opting for flip phones with no internet access.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
And the doom scroll. Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I don't know that I could. Remember the texting where you had to hit the button 3 times to get to the letter that you want? Well, I mean, for your kids, I could get that.
100%.
But yeah.
I mean, I would definitely go back to that. Because honestly, how much time do we spend on the phone? We don't spend that much time in our Bible. I said it. And I'm guilty of it. I said it. Do we? Because you can doom scroll on X all day long. You can doom scroll on IG all day long, sending memes back and forth all day long. When have you done that with your Bible?
Wow. Did that hit you like it did me right here? Just look. Yep, it did. It did.
Take my phone.
I don't know what I'd do if I had a week's vacation. If I had a week's vacation.
On the beach. I would probably have to call to see if you were okay.
She'd be like, are you staying hydrated?
Let me drive by real quick.
Mind your biz. If I don't
business.
If I'm not answering and you're going to voicemail, I'm fine.
Keep her. I need to make sure she's safe and sane.
You have my location.
I think you turned it off.
Oh, my daughter said the same thing the other day. She was like, excuse me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grow up anyway. So I would, yes, go to the beach.
Family, what would you do if you had a week's vacation?
Paid. It had to be paid.
We would like to know.
Maybe someday. Oh my gosh, Allie, I saw this and I thought of you. Okay, get ready. Don't adjust your sets. You're not like you have a TV set. This is black and white. Take a look. I love Lucy. Take a look.
Hold up the party. Not at all, darling. Do come in.
Too much. This is why. I love Lucy. I would watch it hours on end when they would play it on oh my gosh,
TV Land or Nick at Night.
Yes. Oh Oh my gosh. I Love Lucy was my favorite show. I loved her. She was so funny.
But I thought, Allie, if you or I, one of us hits the lottery, there
might be signs.
We won't tell anybody, but there will be signs. What would be some of the signs?
I would probably disappear.
You'd be like, how did they buy a TV network? They're self-funding their run for the White House. What?
What is going on?
She's got 3 puppies. What's happening to me? I would get like a bunch of dogs. But... Yep. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, we're so glad that you guys joined us here on Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself.
You would go on a big vacation.
On the beach, dancing. Yes. But it would be like a live band. Like it would be Dirks and Bentley, and it would be like Morgan Wallen. They would all be playing live. And then we would have the roast of Fauci.
Oh. And Lil Wayne. Because I gotta have some.
Little Wayne in your coffee. Love it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey. And thank you to Talk Red. Thank you to Zach for all you guys do there with us. Guys, that's it for us today. We are fresh out of time, but we'll be right back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Make sure you keep your mic open.
Stay out of the pocket. She's trying to steal the lines again.
We love you. We love you. Thank you for putting up with us.
2 queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real.